What's up, guys? It's Clint Coons here. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the first entity you should create when you're just getting started. All right, let's get moving. So here's the deal. People ask me all the time, what is the first entity I should create? Maybe I don't even own real estate yet. So what should I be looking at? Well, the way I answer that is I just refer to my own situation when I first got started in my life and when I started investing. So, what I did was this: I started my business firm back in 1999. And the very first entity I created for myself was a limited liability company. Let's just call this a Wyoming limited liability company. I set this entity up for one important reason. I wanted to make sure that I could protect all of my investable assets. So into this entity, I put my cash, my savings account. I put in here my brokerage account that I had with Charles Schwab at the time. So I realized that what I was looking to do was ensure that if I got sued personally, because I was going to go out, start entering into agreements and things like that, that if somebody came after me personally, they could not get after my savings, the assets that I were using that I would plan to build upon to put into real estate investing. So when you think about the first entity you should be setting up, you need to set up a safe LLC is how we refer to this, or a banking LLC or a holding LLC for your safe assets. Now, after I created that entity and I had it set up, the second entity I realized I needed to set up was a living trust. Okay, so why did I set up a living trust second? Because at that point in my life, I was married, I had two children, and I realized I needed to ensure that if anything happened to me, that my spouse and my children would be taken care of. Or if something happened to my spouse and I, our children would be taken care of. So I created an estate plan. And I made sure that this LLC was owned by my estate plan. Now, once I had this set up, it was off to the races because now I had ensured that my assets were protected. That is my cash, my savings, my brokerage account. So I could take those assets now and use them as needed for my real estate investing. And then from there, I started using the strategies that I talk about in all my other videos. I went out and I created a second LLC here, another Wyoming limited liability company. And that was going to be the basis for my real estate holding LLC over here. And so it was now owned by my living trust as well. And then as I started to acquire real estate, all I would do was start stacking, let me go red, the colors you're used to, real estate LLCs on top of that, or land trusts. And they're all held by this one company here. I know how confusing this can be for people when they first start out. Do I set up a corporation, land trust, limited liability company? What's going to be its purpose? Listen, if you're in that point right now and you're wondering what you should be setting up, if you haven't yet invested in real estate, set up a Wyoming limited liability company for one reason only, and that is to protect your savings, your brokerage accounts, your CDs, treasuries, anything that you have asset wise that you plan to invest into real estate needs to be in there. Because you can't start your real estate investing career off if you have no money unless you want to start into wholesaling or some activity like that. But if you want to start buying, you got to start saving. And that's how you start saving your assets. Hey, if you like this video, hit the like button. And if you're not yet a subscriber to my channel, be sure to subscribe. And last but not least, hey, I teach a tax and asset protection live stream every other Saturday. If you'd like to join me on my live stream event where you can get all your questions answered about tax and asset protection, where we go really deep into LLCs, corporations, land trusts for real estate investors, and the tax side of it, check out the show notes below. I have a link. It's completely free. Click on that link and you can join, and I'll see you there.